Шановні українці, українки, передусім
Dear Ukrainians, first, about the massive strike with which the Russians began the day. 29 missiles of various types were fired, and 25 were shot down. This is an important result for our air defense, and once again, we emphasize that air defense is a daily necessity. I thank all our partners who understand this. Russia greets with a strike even the very day new formats begin in Geneva, trilateral and bilateral with the United States. This very clearly shows what Russia wants and what it is truly intent on. Almost 400 drones were launched as well. The threat of attacks is not disappearing. The cold weather itself tempts Russia, and they will keep trying to turn winter into a weapon of war. That is why all our air defenders must remain extremely vigilant. Thank you, guys, for your precision. All Ukrainian diplomats must also be as active as possible in securing results on missile supplies for air defense, as must the Minister of Defense. I just held a meeting with Minister Fedorov. We defined priorities, and the supply must function properly. In the coming weeks, there will also be a significant number of formats with our partners, a range of negotiations and various meetings. We will also discuss the fact that Europe needs its own production of air defense missiles, all types that are truly needed. Some steps have already been taken. Production is being developed and expanded. But the pace of this work is still insufficient, and potential production volumes also need to be increased. Ukraine raised this issue with America years ago, particularly the need to establish sufficient missile production in Europe, including for Patriots. There were promises of licenses, but ultimately, the US did not agree to this. Even though we proposed production in Ukraine and joint production with our NATO partners in the region, Romania, Poland, and others. Such decisions and such production would definitely strengthen all of us, all of Europe. I am confident that Europe will still be able to provide itself with the necessary volumes and defense strength. But it would be far better for everyone if this result were achieved sooner. All day today in Odessa, recovery and rescue operations continue after last night's strikes. There were major power outages in the city and in nearby communities of the Odessa region. People were also left without heat and water. Unfortunately, as of this moment, restoration has not yet been completed. Work is ongoing. I instructed that Odessa be given all necessary support and that recovery efforts be accelerated. Later today, there will be a report from the delegation following the first round of talks in Geneva. The team absolutely must raise the issue of these strikes, first of all with the American side, which proposed that both us and Russia refrain from attacks. Ukraine is ready. We do not need war. And we always act symmetrically. We are defending our state and our independence. Likewise, we are ready to move quickly toward a just agreement to end the war. The only question is for the Russians. What do they want? And also, whether there will be consequences for Russia for the fact that shards, missiles, and fantasy chatter about history matter more to them than real diplomacy and lasting peace. One more thing. All those Russian missiles and drones used today contain thousands of components that Russia is unable to produce on its own. 5 Iskander-M missiles carry at least 75 critical non-Russian-made components. 3 Kh-101 missiles include nearly 160 components that Russia cannot replace on its own. Each shard has hundreds of such components imported into Russia from other countries. And not only from companies in China, by the way, but also from Europe, America, and Japan. It is crucial, not only for us in Ukraine but for global security as a whole, that partners truly block supply chains delivering critical components to Russia for weapons production. And companies themselves should better monitor where their components end up. Without such connections to the world, Russia can do nothing. They are not capable of being strong in full isolation. That is why blocking and pressure can genuinely compel the aggressor to reconsider its policy. But that depends on the world's determination. I thank everyone who acts strongly so that the aggressor loses its ability to drag out this war. I thank everyone who helps Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.